Hey everybody, Matty here with Altcoin Buzz. Happy Thursday. We're discussing today why one top executive thinks Bitcoin may surge as much as 150% in 2020 and why Bitcoin may also follow gold with a significant price breakout. We're then talking all about inheritance on BBC News. Bitcoin, should cryptocurrency owners make a will? We're discussing that same issue on altcoinbuzz.io. And then on Medium, how will the Safe Haven Inheritance Program work? Time allowing, we'll also look at this piece. Also on the website, Ethereum is on fire because scalability is improving. Let's first, however, take a look at the markets. We are down a little bit, 209 billion total market cap. Bitcoin down 4.95% on the day, kind of flattening back out actually below $8,000. So that is now once again resistance. It's disappointing to see that 8K did not turn into support after we blew past it, but right now Bitcoin sits at $7,924 with a dominance of 68.7%. We are here now on CryptoSlate.com exploring why a certain top executive expects Bitcoin to surge 150% in 2020. Just to be clear, such a surge of 150% would bring the price of Bitcoin back to its all-time high of $20,000, assuming we are starting with an $8,000 starting point. Sunny Singh is the executive in question. He is the CCO of cryptocurrency payments company BitPay, and he recently sat down with Bloomberg to give his latest updates on the cryptocurrency market. For Mr. Singh, the upcoming halving in 2020 isn't so much of a big deal. Instead, he cited, quote, unforeseen things in the cryptocurrency space as the likely catalyst for Bitcoin to hit $20,000, which, as I mentioned, is about 150% higher than the current price of $8,000 by the end of the year. Although the catalyst he cited is rather nebulous as it is unseen. To give an example, Singh touched on a previous so-called Black Swan event, which is the launch of the Libra crypto project by Facebook, PayPal, Spotify, and others last year in 2019. Singh provided a couple of other examples that would be similar if countries like China or India were to legalize Bitcoin, and if other companies at a similar caliber to Facebook enter cryptocurrency, or if we see more macroeconomic events, Bitcoin could indeed surge toward his target. Touching on auxiliary trends that could boost Bitcoin's price, Singh cited the following two. At number one, Fidelity has launched its institutional-grade cryptocurrency investment and custody service for its institutional clients, potentially acting as a gateway for a large influx into the Bitcoin markets. And number two, Square has hired a number of crypto-centric engineers to make Bitcoin more usable and adaptable, potentially increasing demand for digital assets over time. Here is the original piece, which you can check out and which we will link to below. It is on Bloomberg.com. Switching over now to Coindesk.com. Bitcoin may follow gold with significant price breakout. Here is the idea in brief. Amid increased tensions between America and Iran, people have flocked to things like gold as safe havens, as stores of value in light of uncertainty that is upcoming geopolitically as far as what's happening with international relations. So Bitcoin, for one, hit a 7-week high during the Asian trading hours and could extend the rally to a key Fibonacci hurdle above $8,600. A weekly close on Sunday above $7,960 looks likely and would confirm a falling channel breakout on the weekly chart and signal a revival of the bull run from lows near about $4,100 that we saw back in April of last year. Gold also witnessed a channel breakout at the end of December and has rallied by more than $100 ever since. However, acceptance below $8,000 would weaken the odds of a channel breakout. Since the beginning, Bitcoin has been called digital gold. There are a lot of similarities between the two commodities, one of course being physical, the other being digital. If you're interested in more of a technical breakdown and a chart analysis, check out this piece on Coindesk. We will link to it in the description below. Here, looking at this news now on BBC.com, they ask the question, Bitcoin, should cryptocurrency owners make a will? And there are certainly some arguments and some strong ones in that direction, because different research estimates that up to 3.8 million Bitcoin, that's worth over $30 billion or 22.8 billion pounds today, has been lost, with much having gone to the grave with holders who failed to tell anyone how to retrieve it. While some experts argue cryptocurrency is a risky and volatile investment, it continues to grow in popularity, of course. Well, that leads us quite nicely into our next piece here on the website. Is cryptocurrency inheritable? Well, yes, it is, and here is how it works. Article by Deepika. Gain an understanding of how to immortalize your crypto assets. Above and beyond regular assets, unfortunately, cryptocurrency is highly complex, and of course, as we all know, it's very private in nature. And so if heirs don't have the private keys to their wallets, no one can access the assets of the deceased. Sometimes they might not even know that there is money awaiting them in the first place. Consider this. According to the Financial Times, almost 2.3 million to 3.7 million bitcoins have gone missing in the past. In a great many cases, the death of the asset holders is to blame. And the BBC article just looked at this as well, but Deepika now points to the story in the crypto space of the infamous Gerald Cotton, the CEO of Quadriga CX. Gerald purportedly died in December of 2018 in a very high-profile way, although that is still debated in many circles. And regrettably, Cotton's death locked crypto assets worth about $250 million somewhere in cold storage. And his widow, Jessie Powell, continues to claim that no one but him had access to the exchange's cold wallet. Very few people, I shouldn't say very few, but there are many people out there that don't believe the official story. Some are still refusing to believe it. Recently, 115,000 investors have demanded to exhume his body to prove that he is actually dead. Here's a tweet by the widow, Jessie Powell. We have thousands of wallet addresses known to belong to @Quadriga Coin Exchange and are investigating the bizarre and frankly unbelievable story of the founder's death and lost keys. I'm not normally calling for subpoenas, but if RMCGR police are looking into this, contact @KrakenFX. All we can really do in this world is try to learn from the mistakes that we make as well as the mistakes of others and continue to move forward. That being said, there are a number of options that you can undertake if you want to explore the inheritance of cryptocurrency, if it's something that you want to pass down in the unfortunate event of your demise. And there are a few options here. Option number one is that you can mention your crypto assets in your will. Very simple. Option number two, inheritance-focused projects, and we'll come back to that option in just a second. Option number three, you can use a dead man's switch. And option number four, pick the exchange with the right provision. Exchanges like Coinbase, for example, have set up standard ownership transfer procedures to make crypto inheritance easy. Swinging back to option number two, inheritance-focused projects, let's take the example of Safe Haven, which is a project that is dedicatedly building solutions for digital inheritance. And earlier this year, they announced the testing phase of SHIP, Safe Haven Inheritance Platform version 1.0. It works in a rather unique fashion. The owner is required to encrypt his or her private keys, seeds, and passphrases using SHIP in different shares. These shares are distributed to the stakeholders, and one validation share is stored on the VeChain Thor blockchain. Once the owner's decease is confirmed, the legal entity unlocks the validation share, and subsequently it combines all the remaining shares to unveil the passwords and private keys to the assets. Currently, the platform is in the testing phase, and a couple of other projects like Casa and Pass On are also helping crypto asset owners to ensure their assets are passed on to their heirs. Here's a blog post that you can check out. It explains some of the intricacies of how the SHIP program works. How will the Safe Haven Inheritance Program work? Article from back in September of last year, but still very relevant. There are about 11 or so steps here. Number one, encrypt your private key, seeds, passphrases in our platform onto different shares. Number two, choose the people who should receive shares when something happens to you. Number three, work with or without a legal entity when you decide. And number four, distribute the shares between your stakeholders, family members, etc. At number five, store one share on the VeChain Thor blockchain as the validation share. Live your life, of course, at number six, and have full control over your assets while you do. Number seven, rest and die in peace, hopefully not too soon. Number eight, get all stakeholders together and collect the shares. Number nine, legal entity needs to confirm you have passed away. He or she will unlock the share from the blockchain. At number 10, combine all of the shares and retrieve the private keys, seeds, and passphrases. And finally, at number 11, people will have access to your wallet, social media account, legal papers, corporate papers, etc. you have encrypted during that time. Let's be honest, it's not something that we like to think about all the time or even on a daily or weekly basis, but these are important steps to take. It's kind of the next step as far as, once you've dabbled in crypto, maybe you've graduated from a hot wallet to a cold hardware wallet. That's an important step to take to make sure your assets are protected. This is sort of that next step. If you're at a point where you've accumulated enough that you never know what's going to happen in life, and maybe you're of a certain age, maybe not, but this is the kind of thing that is worth some consideration. Check out Safe Haven's website for more information or the rest of this blog post. We will link to it in the description below. And finally, for today, we link to this piece, which talks about issues that we discussed in a video a few days ago. Ethereum bigger than Bitcoin. We asked the question. We dared to ask the question, in fact. But you can check this out on altcoinbuzz.io. Ethereum is on fire. Scalability is improving. We'll link to it in the description below. That about wraps it up for today, everybody. Do be sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels and keep checking back into our website for all the latest updates and news developments. Best of luck if you choose to invest. Don't forget about our CryptoTag Zeus starter kit giveaway that is happening this Saturday. You got to like all videos between this upcoming Saturday and the last giveaway. You got to comment on them, and of course, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Have a great Thursday, everybody, and as always, we hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.